For breakfast, I am making breakfast tacos. You're going to start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees. And here I have some multigrain bread, and I'm going to cut out the circles using my sandwich cutter. Next, you're going to brush some melted butter on both sides of the bread. Next, you're going to grab your muffin tin and turn it upside down. Then place the bread circles in the indents of the muffin tin. Bake this in the oven for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, you're going to crack 4 eggs into a bowl, add about a tablespoon of milk and some salt and pepper to taste, and give it a whisk. Next, you're going to add some butter onto a skillet and then add the eggs. Cook on low heat, gently stir for about 5 minutes. Then you're going to remove it from the skillet and keep it warm. Now wipe the skillet clean and add some oil. I am adding oil because I'm using turkey sausage links. If you're using pork or beef, you may not need to add any more. Cook this until it is fully done. Now remove the bread from the oven. It should still be a little bit soft with some crunch to it. And now add your eggs and top it with the sausage link. You can also add some cheese on top of the eggs and just place it back in the oven until it melts for about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to serve this with some blueberry yogurt. I just split one container because it's quite a bit of food. I'm also going to add a mandarin orange and some berries. And here's their breakfast. Into a blender, add 3/4 cups of coconut water, a handful of greens. I'm using a combination of spinach and baby kale, and you're going to blend this until smooth. Next, add about 3/4 cups of frozen cherries, 1 frozen banana, and 1 packet of acai, and blend until smooth. And here's their smoothies. My kids thought this was chocolate pudding at first. For lunch, I'm going to start by boiling our edamame pods for about 5 minutes and adding a pinch of salt. Into a wok, add a little bit of oil and add about 1 pound of peeled and deveined shrimp, 1 cup of broccoli florets, and 1/2 cup of this soy boy teriyaki sauce. This should only take about 6 to 7 minutes depending on the size of your shrimp, and I am serving it with the edamame, seaweed, pineapple, chocolate covered pretzels, and of course the shrimp and broccoli with some rice. For dinner, I am making chili with mini cornbread muffins. I'm going to start by dicing 1 onion and mincing about 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. Next, you're going to add 2 pounds of ground beef into a hot pot and cook until browned. Drain the fat, but just leave a little bit in, and I like to just scoop the fat out instead of draining it. Really, it's easier for me and it's less messy, and you can just leave it in that little glass container until it gets hard, and then you can just discard it. Now add your onion and garlic, cook for about 5 minutes, then you're going to add your seasonings. In the seasoning, I added 1 tablespoon of flour. What this does is it thickens up the mixture, but this is optional, you can skip it, but I personally like the texture this way. Next, you're going to add a can of tomato paste and 1 can of tomato sauce. Add 2 cups of broth, and you're going to cook this covered on low heat for about 30 to 40 minutes. The longer the better. Just make sure that you add more broth as needed. While the chili is cooking, go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. We are going to make our mini cornbread muffins. Into a bowl, add 1 cup of cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt. Give this a whisk. For the wet ingredients, you'll need 1 egg, a 1/3 cup of oil, and 1 cup of milk. Give this a whisk. Now gently add the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and give it a good mix. Give your mini muffin tin a spray and add your cornbread batter. I like to use a mini ice cream scoop to add the batter in there. And now you're going to bake this for about 12 minutes in the oven. The chili is now ready. I'm just going to add 1 can of pinto beans and 1 can of kidney beans in there. They both have been rinsed, and cook this for another 10 minutes and you are pretty much done. And I served it with some diced red onion, cheese, and sour cream on the side. I am making something easy and something quick for dessert. This is raspberry fool. Add 1 6-ounce container of raspberries into a bowl with 1 tablespoon of sweetener. I am using monk fruit sweetener, or you can use regular sugar, and just mash it with a fork. Into a large bowl, add some heavy cream, 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar, and some vanilla extract. Beat it with a mixer until it's a bit stiff, about 4 to 5 minutes. Now fold in your mashed raspberries until it is evenly distributed. Now add another container of raspberry. This time leave it whole and gently fold. And guess what? That is it. This is one of our favorite desserts. You can add whatever fruits that you like, and I'm just going to add some into their little bowls. Top it with some more raspberries because we love raspberries around here, and this is their dessert. As you can see, there's a lot of leftovers, and I'm just going to add them into some jars. This was jars from some jams, and I'm just going to store it in the fridge for about 2 to 3 days, but usually they're gone by the next day. And there you have it, everyone. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Bye.